racing at Bristol tonight. Up in the booth right now, we got Nannerbread. We also have Archangel as the special guest. We've got Pro Ripper and Puddin'. How are you guys doing tonight, guys?
Oh, we're doing pretty good.
Good evening.
Oh, we're not doing too bad, buddy. You know, it's gonna be a fun night here as we take these dirt late models out to Bristol North Speedway and really open them up and see what kind of action we can get into tonight. It's going to be a really interesting race to see how guys handle this track. It's really high speed, and there's a lot of guys that haven't raced this track too much. It's going to be an interesting mix.
I was going to say, it is definitely a fun track to drive. They actually did do this a long time ago. They brought a bunch of dirt in, ran late model Z mods and sprint cars on here, so it's really cool. Different lines to be driven around this track, and this, again, being on dirt, guys, it's going to be a little bit different for some of our pavement guys. A lot of them are proficient, but then we got other guys out there on dirt who are a little bit more proficient at dirt than pavement, so it's going to be interesting. We're going to have an A main and a B main tonight, so guys, we're going to see how it all works out for us.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I was just getting ready to ask you. This is the first time on Giggity that I brought or commentated a race on dirt. So I didn't know what the exact format was. I'm glad you mentioned that.
I think the official count was 22 signed up, 16 to the A, if I remember correctly. There's always a good turnout wherever we go. I haven't got to drive on dirt very much. I've been focusing on the commentating duties and my driving on here, guys. I used to love driving. This is one of my favorite tracks to actually drive on, too. I know Robbie and I had a lot of good fights there. What do you guys think of it? I mean, all the dirt tracks out there, what are you guys' favorite ones?
We were just having a conversation right before we went on air. Honestly, Jefferson's so unique. It's fun, but if you want to talk about actual tracks that they race at, Bristol is a really fun one. Like you mentioned earlier, multiple grooves. I know that on previous games, basically riding the high line was preferred, but setups on this game are so much more unique that you can go top or bottom, and you're going to have to work someone to get around them because there's not much room to work with. You're just going to have to work someone over to make a pass unless somebody messes up, which I think we'll see, a couple times, someone overdriving a turn, just trying to maintain the high line and, maybe not be able to keep it off the wall. But I think it's going to be fun. I'm excited. This is the first time I've commentated any dirt racing in almost a year. So I'm super stoked to watch this. And there's a lot of big names in it.
Yeah, this is my third or fourth one. As you guys know, I do a lot of the pavement racing. But something that we don't get to say quite a bit over there in the pavement world, but we do at certain tracks. We will say it tonight, guys, is that word slider. Who's going to be able to pull that off well? Who's going to get on the brake and dive back underneath it? Again, Bristol is a little bit more of a narrow track. You can't go too wide down the straightaways. So I wouldn't recommend 3 wide. Everybody's going to drive this track a lot different. So we might see a little bit of beating and banging. Obviously not intentional here. Robin's racing on dirt, as they say. But, guys, you're going to have to follow the car in front of you instead of just slamming them. Figure out where they're getting off of the throttle, if they're getting off the throttle, instead of just ramming it down in there and putting them in the wall.
Well, this is definitely the hardest track on dirt to pass on. Prime example comes from our first race here as a Giggity League, and we got to see that there was a lot of guys that got into a lot of trouble in that race. It definitely takes a lot to pinpoint a good passing location on this track because it's never really good. A lot of guys get loose off these corners. A lot of guys slide up from the bottom. It is worse than any track I've ever tried to pass on or race on. So this is definitely the most challenging track on dirt.
So, I'm gonna step in here for a moment. How would you guys, if you guys were to race tonight, how would you guys race Bristol?
Fast, patient, turn left.
Yeah, that's a good one. Maybe occasionally turn right to stay off somebody.
Yeah. I like the high line. I like the high line, and then if I can, dive down, make that straightaway longer, get a little bit more straightaway speed. Not always possible, especially with people around you, but that's kind of what I like to do here.
Well, me on the other hand, I'm the type of person, and a lot of people say it's not the right way to race dirt, but I'm the type of person, I'll throw my car sideways. The nose of my car is facing the infield, and I will turn around and uh, race the corners like that. If anybody has the broadcast up on listening, please turn that down.
It, everybody drives differently here. There is a theory, a motto, and it goes from dirt to asphalt. Spinning ain't winning. And if you're that sideways, you're spinning the tire. You're not hooking up, in my opinion. But again, it just depends on how you drive it. So, like you said, you drive different than I do. I drive different than Nanner. Nanner drives different for Arch, and everybody so on down through the field. So, as long as you got something that works for you, it's clean, it's consistent, and it's fast. That's what really matters.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I'm sitting here actually looking at the point standing from the last one. I'm hoping this is the last post. I scrolled down just to find it. It says K Taddy, and the man himself, is first in points right now. Um, and then a couple in race reporters here on the list. It looks like Cloud, you're fourth in points.
Yeah, yeah, I am. As I gotta work my way through the B main tonight.
All righty. Well, we're obviously going to root for you and maybe talk a little bit of crap since you're going to be occasionally talking to us, but we'll see what happens. But no, the point is to have fun tonight. Hopefully everything goes smooth. And where are we at? They setting the lineups up for the mains, or?
Yeah, we're jumping into the B main right now. The top three from the B main will advance to the A main, so that will round out the rest of our field tonight. We're going to have 18 cars going 100 laps on a very fast track, but right now for the B main, we have 50 cars going. Fudge. We have 8 cars going 50 laps, no stages, times 4 wear with cautions.
Been there, done that. Don't worry about it. I didn't hear nothing.
No, I learned it from Puddin'.
Now, if you guys was
Here
if you
we
guys was
go.
to choose any dirt track to race, what dirt track would you guys like to race the most? That is the question.
Eldora.
Really?
Yeah,
I'll go back to Eldora.
you got two Ohio boys in here. I live 35 minutes away from Eldora. I wouldn't want to race it in a truck. I will be the first to say it. You could not pay me money to go to that race. I'm sorry if I hurt any of your feelings, but I want to see cars go faster than 80 mile an hour around a track.
Well, you got to realize
That's why I
them
wish
trucks
Tony
they go
Stewart.
90, they don't hit 100, but they do go over 80. I've seen trucks on that track go 99 miles an hour.
Well,
I wish that Tony Stewart would
same
run
difference.
it off of let it be not be such a runoff slick groove. Make it as a cushion track, make it a dirt track. You run the whole program like a normal dirt track race with the heat races and qualifiers and everything. And if you go back and watch some of the very initial testing of Tony Stewart driving Austin Dillon's truck and Austin Dillon at Eldora, it was a cushion track, and them boys were flat getting it. So my personal opinion is I agree with that. I would love to see him cushion the track off a little bit, but
I'm for.
that's my opinion, yes.
So you guys would rather drive on Eldora than say Jefferson or Bristol or Charlotte?
Well,
I've raced my motorcycle at Charlotte. The AMA flat track motorcycles go down there. It is a beautiful, fun track. Same thing with Texas. But if I had a chance, Eldora, high, wide, handsome, wide open. Plus, it's like he said, we're from Ohio. That's my whoop whoop.
yep, I dig that 100%. And you know, that track, it like you said, they would have to alter the track so much to make that truck race a little more fast uh, to say.
Sorry
Get off
for
the
the blue
wall.
screen, guys.
I'm back. Hold on, I
Yeah,
gotta mute my mic a minute and get my shit.
every now and then they do bump into each other there, huh?
No, they do. They do a lot of that there, and I don't mind watching it because I mean, what they do it on a Wednesday or Thursday night.
Yeah,
So
they do it on a Wednesday night. They actually replaced the prelude to the Dream, where the Cup drivers drove in late models for charity up there because it started to interfere with their schedules and stuff like that. So that's why they ended up putting it on a Wednesday night there to help fill up that slot.
yeah,
All right,
and
ladies and
I've been there
gentlemen,
for the
we're getting
King's
ready to go
Royal.
green here.
I still haven't gotten an invite.
Let me see if we can't help you out here. King's Royal's always a good track. A good race to go to.
The World
Obviously,
100.
the Royal, the Dream. There
Yeah,
is, 4 or 5 day of racing because so many drivers show up. That just shows you how sweet that track is, and everybody wants to win at that legacy, to put their legacy at that track.
it has been around forever.
As they complete lap 1, Flying Pickles out front, followed by Archangel Cloud. And you have Little Redneck in third, followed by Brian SP and Bad Moon Rising rounding out the top 5.
Why can I not join session through the chat?
Sitting here following along with that 66 of Arch. He's looking pretty smooth through those corners. Flipping back right there. Little man, he's looking real smooth, but he's right on the bumper. We got another car already on the inside. I don't know if that's a lag issue or whatever, but there's Brian, and I think that 07, gently double check though. Yeah, that 07, I do remember last time. That's Bad Moon Rising, the fast young lady. We know how quick she is. Surprised to see her in the B. Wouldn't surprise me to see her in the A. Last time she went from the B to the A, she finished in the top 5. So it can be done out there, guys. Clicking through, guys. Man, there are so many people that you would think that have been in that A. That just tells you the class of drivers that's already locked in. 50 laps to go here.
It's not necessarily all just the class of drivers. It shows the difficulty of this track. I mean, you got one of the fastest guys on dirt right there leading this race, and he's a top 10 all-time driver on this track, and he's in the B main. And it comes from small mistakes that are made on the tracks by the drivers or by others around us. And like I said, this is the most difficult track to try and race on as side-by-side racing is concerned in Heat 4.
I think they did a real good job with the dirt racing in this, especially from Heat 3. How cool would it be, though, that you could pick off a slick, like a dry slick track to a groove track to a cushion track, guys? As options for dirt racing, maybe for the next one, something that for them to consider.
That would be something to consider.
It would be something to consider. I'd really like to see another developer develop a real good, strictly, sprints, late models, so on, racing game. Because
It's been a while since I've seen
the funding's not there. They're producing a NASCAR game. They're not producing a dirt game, but.
Oh, not to cut you off real quick there. I apologize. Archangel and Bad Moon. Little bit of contact there. She goes down to the inside. That car is definitely, thank goodness it was ghosted out. Bad Moon's on the move. Little incidental contact. No problem, no harm, no foul. She's going to work her way back up. Now, this is 50 laps, guys, but when you're only doing 15 seconds a lap around here, time's going to click off real quick for these guys to get up to that top 3.
Flying Pickle has checked out.
Situations where it was my fault. It was I got loose, like I just mentioned earlier, where it's real easy for people to get loose coming off these corners. This is a hard track to run, man. This is my least favorite track on the game.
I just want to make sure I get an invite to the A main. Right now, I'm watching Cloud's broadcast stream, but it's several seconds behind. So, I'm going to go ahead and let you just take it away for this, and just want to ask me a question.
Go by and try and be smart after I already made some contact with her. But man, she has definitely picked up the pace here. She's putting down some really good laps here for being a relatively rookie to this dirt series and this track. That's impressive what she's doing right now.
she's always fast and competitive whatever she's in, and it's good to see her back. I know she took a couple weeks off with everybody for the holidays. Didn't see her too much for a lot of the fundraisers. So, Badman, if you're out there listening, good to have you back. Way to be. Archer's right there behind him. Behind that, I mean, you're right there though. That 32, love his name. I have to say it every time I see it. He is definitely putting the crutch down and doing some walking.
50 laps into this, he could have most, if not all, the field
I
back.
got
He
kicked
is
from the race.
cruising.
Sorry for the blue screen, guys. Sorry, I repeat, sorry for the blue screen. Gotta get back into the race. I just lost connection to the race.
Going to be intense, and
Yeah, I can't join back. I don't have another invite.
sitting here to go about what Ripper was saying too about how he drives the car in so hard, points that nose towards the infield. Everybody that I've been flipping through, you want to, in flat track we called it flat lining or straight lining. Either way, there's two different ways to say it. Keep the back tire in line with the front tire as much as possible because again, if you're spinning, you ain't winning, and you got to find grip. A lot of these guys trying to stick with that philosophy, keep those cars pointed as straight as possible and not slide as I'm watching through there. But again, everybody drives different. Everybody's got a different style, Some people drag a brake and hit and keep it pinned. Some people actually lift and not hit the brake, or something. Oh, Blakey T, D. Smith, did he claim that before you?
I guess they're gonna have to 1v1 for the statement.
Yeah, they're going to have to work that one out. We'll leave them that up to they're driving on the track. We'll let them figure that one out. I do know that Blakey T did come up with a really cool custom car that did look like.
All right, guys, we are back. I just got back in. There are 30 something laps in already out of the 50. So yeah,
20 to go.
Like, again, that's how quick they click off here. Arch, what kind of lap times are you running? It's so cool that you also do the import red racing like this. This little man keeps bouncing off the wall. I think he's overdriving a little bit.
I'm having issues putting down some good lap times
I've seen you run a couple 16 flats.
Yeah, and that's slow for me here. Normally I'm running down in like the 8.2s and 8.3s. I don't know what I did. I think I changed my setup. I fell asleep on my controller actually before the broadcast when I was in practice, so I have to go back and figure out what I did wrong, because this car is definitely a little bit off. It's a challenge just to keep up a bad moon and keep.
There we go, I got it.
It looks like you're catching up a little bit.
Another surprise, guys, is that 22 C-Dub, a good buddy of mine. I raced with him for a little bit. We both were picked up by DSR at the same time, so everything switched back over. I know he's still over with Dirty South Racing. C-Dub, known as a dirt driver. So again, fast guys. Unfortunate circumstances maybe in qualifying. You don't get a lot of room, a lot of cars out there on the track too, a lot of characteristics, a lot of variable play. Yeah, but yeah, C-Dub back here, he's a good dirt car driver, good guy, and see how he pulls this off too. Oh, as he touches the wall, and he always comes up with cool custom paint schemes. I know that DSR's colors are what he's running right now with that black and blue, green stuff. It looks really cool with the red stripes. It's a cool car there, C-Dub.
Lion Pickle is cruising. Like,
he
literal
just checks out.
cruising.
Do you think
He's
he's
got a
doing the
14
Jean Girard
second
right now,
lead.
sitting there smoking a cigarette, sipping on a macchiato, one hand in this around Bristol?
Maybe. I don't know him like that, but maybe.
He's definitely got smoke in his mouth and a drink in his hand. He's a good guy, man. He's one of my closest friends and one of my toughest, obviously, one of my toughest competitors. I don't stand a chance with him on this track. The big battle that you're going to see tonight when it comes to the A-main is that him and Kigo, I'm going to hit the wall on purpose to let him go by.
I just want everybody out there too, and I don't mean to cut you off, Archangel, just to let know, Cash Boss, I'm following on board with him right now. He is also sending messages into the chat board. So guys, it is illegal to chat while text while NASCAR, okay? Just like in real life. If you can't text on the freeway, don't text up Bristol sideways, Cash.
I don't know. I disagree
Cash
with
Boss
that.
out here racing though, man. We appreciate his support that he's given us through the broadcast for the last couple of weeks, and he hasn't really been watching Giggity that much until recently, dude. And to see him already out here on the track, that shows you how much that we pay attention to you guys out there. And anybody that really has an interest in joining in this league, we'll get you in here running whatever it is that you want. You show us the
They'll
desire,
put you in the
man,
right
we'll
place.
get you there.
They'll put you in the right
He's
place.
even putting a face palm emoji up, so that means he is scrolling through. He is definitely one at it, and maybe he's texting it right now because I just saw him bouncing off the wall too. So looking down and driving right there, I don't know, but I'm just going to keep it going right there, just as. But yeah, Cash Bosch as well. He has been a loyal.
Sideline.
Cash has been doing a lot of.
Maybe? I don't know. That might have been a lag.
Cashfall, like you said, been a great supporter here lately, joining in. You can always look forward to his comments and support for everything going on. As everybody knows right now, guys, jump on Giggity's Facebook. We got a couple fundraisers going out there for a couple of some really good guys. I'm sure we all know everything. A-Trout, Andy Troutman, we know the situation, and same thing with DSR's team captain. Edward Thompson. Edo, buddy, we're all thinking about both of you guys. Get on there and then show your support. Even if you can't donate, pass it to your friends. It's just, the more you pass it around, the more people see it, the more people that are likely to donate to either one of them. So, Edo, Adam, again, A-Trout, we're always thinking of you guys. Jump on Giggity's Facebook, and we'll talk about it a little bit more in the A-Main, touch on it. But if you're paying attention right now, jump on there and just give it a share. A share is just as good as anything else, man.
Absolute facts.
A long time ago, man, I didn't know it, but somebody set up a GoFundMe for when my father died to help me out a little bit. And I woke up one morning and my phone just went berserk, and I didn't even know it was happening. It was just because people kept sharing. So a share is just as good as anything else that you can do, and we know. Oh, yeah, I just see Bad Moon up here in the wall, too. I don't know if that's a lag issue. Very uncharacteristic.
I seen that lag a little bit as well a few times.
Arts, it's always good to have you up here, Pro. Love talking to you. And you know what? I've got another little colleague. His name's Boomhauer. I call him my Keystone Cowboy. Dannerbred, why don't we just call ourselves the Buckeye Boys?
I'm okay with that. OH.
I.O., baby. Yeah. We're going to drop it. I think that was the yellow flag, but it's hard to win a bowl game with 24 points are stripped from you.
Sorry to cut you off there, Puddin', but Edo's only $1,000 away from his life-saving transplant.
I think we can get that.
I think we can too.
We've got over 100 drivers that drive with us. If everybody can donate $10,
that's $800.
Imagine what that would do for him, plus anything else. A minimum of $10.
That,
you know what I'm saying?
It would be nice to see someone that we know and we race with, be able to come back on the track and show what he can do after his transplant. That'll be great.
That moon puts down fastest lap too at 15.8 as I'm looking at it back here. Art, you were right
That's
there with the
how.
16, but little man too.
Man, that
Good
was tough.
advance.
I'm not
I
gonna
think
lie,
we are
that
getting ready for the
was really hard.
I
A-main.
thought you were going to get that second place. I thought that was going to be insurance for you, but you pulled that one off in advance. Good job.
Well, we had about 6 seconds lead over the the cars in fourth, and with Pickle coming by to pass us,
Put it, I sent you a message.
Go out there and try and battle for position. So I figured I'd just sit there and bide my time and take it easy and ride behind her, and then she just flew away from me.
Well, one of my favorite sayings has always been, "Don't race the race, let the race come to you."
Now, see, that's something my old man taught me. Again, I know you guys keep sick and tired of hearing me this. I raced professional motorcycles, and my dad did back in the 70s. That's how I got into it. And that
You
was
said
his
you
thing.
did
He would say it to me.
flat
Flat
yep.
track motorcycles. It's like sprint cars with motorcycles. You put your left foot down and you drift it. But he always said, race the racetrack, not the racer. Because if you follow the racer, if he makes a mistake, your chances of making that same mistake are almost 100% because you're doing it the wrong way. That's a great saying. I love that.
Yep, that is. I mean, even on this game, especially when we're racing late night in Zivix lobbies, and it usually comes to strategy. So it's like you get frustrated, but you can't. Yeah,
Yep.
10-4. Oh, correct. I need to back out.
Yep.
All right, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Yes, sir. All right.
Love you, Dad.
As ladies and gentlemen, we're going to scroll through. This is a stacked field we have. I mean, from top to bottom, as you look at Z Craig, Kigo, Heat, Vega Twister, Harris Racing, MP Roofer, K Taddy, RT Wise, RD Racing, Cope, Carve, Fat Patch, Deadpool, Robbie Vids, Dabs, Flying Pickle, Bad Moon, and myself. This is not going to be an easy race at all, and I'll be happy to come out of here with a solid top 10 if I can manage that. That'd be a good points day for me.
Arch, I was just going to ask you, I would ask the rest of these guys. We saw it the last time I did a dirt broadcast. Some of those guys from the B main worked themselves up into not only top 10, but that top 5. Do you think we can see that tonight? I mean, obviously we're hoping for you too, but with the other 2 drivers from that B, Robbie Vid sent me a message today, and it kind of knocked me off the couch. And every time he sends me a message, I don't know if anybody else does it, but if he sends you a message, I always read it with a English accent.
Yeah, if you don't, you're doing it wrong.
Exactly. And he sent me, and he said,
accent.
I promised him I wouldn't do that anymore. He lit me up in a private conversation about that. He's one of my buddies.
Robbie's also another guy with good heart, great story about his daughter as well. Also, one of my former teammates when I was racing in Giggity. Man, you talk about just a wholesome guy and just an absolute incredible human, and with the strongest
You guys can
child.
join? Everybody accept?
Is it
Sorry,
time?
guys, we're going to go blue screen for just a second so these guys can join in and get you the race.
So we can join right now?
Here within the next 7-8 months, and he's going to stay at the old Puddin household. So wherever we're at, since we travel so much, if we're close, I know he would like to shake everybody's hand that he can possibly meet over here.
Oh, hold on. If he's coming to Ohio, brother.
Remember, I travel right now. We're doing traveling.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're all over the damn place. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm like right now. I'm in South Carolina. So, but wherever we go.
Yeah, they're at the Hoover Dam, the Beaver Dam, and all these other dams.
See, that's what I meant. I just mentioned one that nobody else knew about.
Yeah, and we are going green flag racing. We got them racked, we got them stacked, as I like to say it here. Look at that, guys. Z Craig up here looking real good. Hard battles going through 2, 3 wide. Everybody staying off each other. Great racing. It's tight, hard, close racing. You may not be able to get to your line right away, and that might slow some of these guys down because you want to race a particular line. Somebody's there. Mind your cool, P's your twos, and get to that line. As we see the black car already still back here. Oh, bouncing off that wall. That was Vegas. Yeah, that was Vegas, yeah. Another good guy. I've raced with him for quite a bit. One of the first people I met when I got Heat 4, old Fat Patch, when he said he was going dirt racing a couple weeks ago. He's really dedicated himself to dirt racing, guys. Custom setups all the way down to learn how to drive the track. So great to see Fat Patch up here. Let's see how well he can do tonight. And P. Rivers looking real good right now, too. A lot of cool looking cars out here, guys. They're starting to get spread around. Look at that. We just said it earlier in the pre-race. I just saw one slider. K-Taddy right there. He had the job done to him. Couldn't repay that favor back. Nines his P's. Gets right back in line. Everybody seems to be running that middle to high line, not on the white line. And I think that's a great line here. Keep that speed up as much as possible. I haven't heard any of my colleagues here for just a couple seconds. Want to make sure everybody's in here. Real quick, test, guys.
We're good. Just 1 second.
Test.
There we go. No problem. Let's get back to this green flag action. K-Taddy got a cool-looking car tonight, too, like his paint scheme. RTY's back here in that 00. Getting a little loose in the back of the pack. He's got plenty of time to get back up there, too. It's 100 laps.
Had to grab myself a quenching beverage real quick. We're back. Alright, so here we are. I'm fine. Who's our leader right now, son?
Yeah, it looks like he goes right up there.
That does not surprise me.
Fat Patch, I like that too. I like that teal color you've got on his car right now too. Shit, good guy. He was excited to come over to the dirt world, and he has taken every advantage of it. He races another dirt league too, and that looks real good on dirt. Real quick, there's Deadpool. Great to have Deadpool back. A lot of conversation being buzzed around him by all the team captains. So it's cool to see where he's going to end up next year. Great to have you aboard, Deadpool. Let's check in with my homeboy. I'll say it one time just to tweak him because our shit at Australian Robbie and that blue and white silver 73. Falling back a little bit, but again, Robbie's patience though, guys. He's one of those patient drivers, lets people make mistakes, and he works his way up too. Not known to be a dirt driver, but great to see him in the 8 main immediately, directly.
And I really wish there was a ticker, a leaderboard, something that we can go off here, because after 100 laps, you know there's going to be cars a lap down, if not more. Especially a Flying Pickle, who he's working his way through there. We'll see what he has for the rest of these guys, but from what we've seen in the B main, he's got a Kachower.
And he's making his way through the field real quick, man. Or he's already on the inside of K-Taddy. He pushes K-Taddy to the high side. K-Taddy accidentally bumps that wall. They have no intentional contact from them. As Vegas comes right back with them, too. We got great racing back here. And that Flying Pickle, love saying his name, already making his way through the field. Robbie Vids on the outside. It looks like he's going to let those guys go. A lot of respect from these guys here. He said, I can't keep up with you quite yet, but I'll let you get going. I'll catch right back up to you. Batman Rising looking real good, too.
With this many cars on the track, it's going to be hard to get spread out. You are literally going to be close within a couple seconds of somebody else's bumper every lap. Because you're either going to have someone coming from behind you, or you're going to be, driving up on somebody else in front of you. There's literally, we're already seeing it. This entire track is filled with cars already.
And we've seen lap times in the high 15s all the way to low 16s. And that's pretty well spoken. You get a lot of fast guys like out there. Let's see if these guys can't, if not set their own personal best lap, but get on that top 10 leaderboard if they're not already there racing with the other guys. Sometimes racing with faster people makes you faster, and that's something I believe in also.
I also believe in that.
A lot of people, when they see a name in the lobby, or again, back when I was racing, people at a regional race, they say, oh no, look, here comes a factory team. No, don't be upset. Race with them. Go ask them some questions. Everybody will help you out, especially here on Giggity, but go race with them. It only makes you better. Doesn't make you
Absolutely.
stronger, makes you better.
If they're not intentionally trying to... Oh, we got a car in the wall. Who is that? I think that was Z. Craig, that he got off the wall, came down to somebody else, got put back in the wall, but nobody wrecked. Definitely boogered him up a little bit. Ooh, we got another... Crap. I just backed off of some big wrecks. There was 3 cars just absolutely murdering each other.
Yesterday, guys, I was feeling way below the weather. I wasn't exactly at the 100% pudding. Normally, I always make a joke since my race number is 98. I'm a big Dane person, 98 this, 98 that, so I always call myself 98%. I was well below that yesterday. I signed up to drive in the truck race and ended up flat sleeping through it. I woke up to some messages this morning, though, from everybody. A lot of frustration it seemed last night. So good to see these guys out here. No caution flags out yet. Racing good and hard.
So at this point through, I'm not. I guess I could pull up Cloud's broadcast just to have a lap counter for us.
Yeah, 5 laps after going the stage.
Oh, I forgot. Never mind. We have in-race reporters. Duh. Don't mind me. Cover me in barbecue sauce because I'm dumb as hell.
I love how Arch has been willing to do that too, and sometimes people, when they get to talking, myself being one of the people, it can help you distract, and Arch has been able to do it for us for a couple races now, keep us up to date on everything, and still be proficient. So Arch, thanks again for everything you're doing, man. That's awesome.
It is fun to have people like that. It is fun to, because when I'm in a league race, typically I try to stay quiet, and obviously in league racing you get frustrated. This race right here, though, it's a little bit different. Dirt is different. Not in a bad way. It's just completely different in almost every aspect. The setups, completely different. You know, the way you pass somebody, completely different. Here at Bristol on asphalt, you have a little bit more control of the car. I mean, I see a lot of cars just a little bit like, you know, almost all over the place, but they actually mean to do it because there's a certain line that you can run that if you were running that on asphalt in front of somebody.
Sorry to cut you off there, Energy, but this double seven, or not the double seven, the 00 has no engine sound at all going through his car.
It sounds like you might have lagged out.
End of the stage.
End of the stage,
never mind.
yes. Thank you,
So,
go. Let me
caution
go. Just a
you
real quick rundown.
Alright, you guys' top 10 rundowns in Kigo, Z Craig, Coke, Harris Racing, Flying Pickles worked his way all the way up to 5th already, Vega Twister in 6th, Heat, Deadpool, Kate's Hattie, MP Roofer in 10th, Bad Moon, RD Racing, Dabs, me, Fat Patch, Big Carp, Robbie Vids, and RTYs. I think Robbie might have got sent around or something to get a lap down. I'm going to get the lucky dog here. Luckily for me, I'm a lucky dog.
As respectful as Robbie is, I've seen him literally. I watched him put it in the wall a few times just to let people by. He is the most honest person on the track. Anytime you're on the track with him.
Great to see some of those B-main drivers already working their way up there. Art's being invited there. One of those guys, sorry, I just said hi to Grim on there. He was first name on the tongue. We're going back to green
Racking
flag.
and stacking them.
There you go, baby. That's right.
Uh-oh.
Bad Moon's up to 11th, Flying Pickle, Art. So these B-main drivers are making their way back up to their front. That's something these guys don't want to see when green flags come. That means fast people are coming. If we got 2, 3 wide again, little bumping, little banging. Steve Craig up there, hold it off. On that high side, put it up high, wide to handsome. Love saying that. Here we go. Little contact off of the walnut with the car. He stays in it. Oh! I think is that Vegas again? Yeah, I think that was. He's unfortunately hit the wall twice hard while up front and put it back a couple positions, but he's up there for a reason.
RTY is either backed out or lagged out.
Oh! Big hard contact from the twister. Going flying through the... Whoa!
5, 6 car crash.
Another car. There it is. Throw that old big ugly
Hey,
yellow
Robbie
flag
Biggs is
out.
going to be the guy that benefits from this caution, though, as he was going to be the free pass, and he will get back onto the lead lap. So let's see what
Yeah,
he can do with that opportunity.
yeah, we will hope that we have some more green flag racing here. Cautions do breed cautions.
Yep.
A lot of times, especially how many laps are left here in the stage? Once we go green.
I'm not sure how many left in the stage. We have 63 overall left in the race. I think the last stage is 40, so probably about 23 laps left in this stage when we go back to green, guys.
Well, like I like to say every race, cautions on dirt could either hurt you in points or it could save you in points. I don't know what it would be like for dirt, but on asphalt it's a lot different. On dirt you can't go in the pits and take your tires off and put new
Yeah,
ones
you can't
on.
make adjustments.
No, you can't make adjustments because there's no pits. So that's the difference
Oh,
between
we
dirt
did
and
a
dirt.
car spun around. Oh, a car
Right
upside
off
down,
the rip.
flipping twice. That was the green car. I couldn't see who that was back there. Sorry to cut you off, Ripper, but yeah, he does. He did his best Cirque du Soleil right there and did a couple flips.
Yeah, whoever that was.
So someone was
Alright.
acting like this was the circus, eh?
Who was
Cirque du
that?
Soleil. Yeah, Cirque du Soleil. That's one of those fancy circuses. You know, they do all those real tricky acrobats. I don't know if you've seen it before, Ripper. It was kind of a pun. Not the pun that you really wanted to hear, but he's staying back in there. Still watching Z Craig up here. He's sticking with them, but the more these guys are fighting, that's giving our leader up there the opportunity to hold on to his own line. Like we said, race the racetrack, not the racer. When you got 5 cars in front of you, he can focus on that while these other guys race each other and be able to pull away a little bit further.
Yeah, that 2nd to 5th pack.
Who's our leader right now? Flying Pickle's our leader.
Shocker.
That's pretty cool. That's good though.
That
That
guy,
Flying Pickle's our leader. That's pretty good.
It's only a shocker to you guys. Like I told you guys heading into this, he is one of the top 10 fastest guys on dirt, especially at this track. So
I was
this is
also
not
being
no surprise.
sarcastic.
Yeah, Flying Pickle obviously came from that B main, but yeah, he won that B main with good style, worked his way to the front. Look at that guy. We didn't have any cautions in that first stage, so
Yeah,
he drove his way to the front, you know, and then under the stage maybe had a little bit of strategy, but at the same time, majority of that was talent to get himself back up through this big field of fast guys.
Once I knew that the stage was going to end, and then knew that he was in 5th, I knew it was just a little bit of time, and he was going to ka-chow. But here's the thing. Now, if we don't have any cautions here before now in the end of the stage, he is going to have to drive through lap traffic, which we've seen that these guys have been pretty courteous to the leaders going by. So, you know, we'll see. But if he gets stuck behind somebody, you know, they're side by side. Like I'm watching here Z Craig and who is that Kigo next to him? Yeah. You know, if you got some guys racing side by side holding you up, that's just going to let the rest of the pack catch up to you a little bit. Even though we know he has a banger. It don't matter. Any little time is going to, you know, keep from somebody else possibly going a lap down before the end of the stage.
He might actually
Oh,
look
Kate
out.
Caddy
He
just
only
gets
got
into the wall. Go ahead, Arch.
9 laps left in, no, I was gonna say on that aspect of lap track, he might actually look out with the way the cautions fell, because we've only got 9 laps left in this stage, so he may not make it to the back of the field in time.
Yeah, that's definitely good information. No, I wish we had a track map like you guys do to see, you know, where somebody is according to the leader.
I think they should do a good broadcast mode in the next one too to help that with all the commentators and stuff.
I will say this one's a little bit better than Heat 3 for the sake that just a little bit, not really a whole lot, but.
Just saw some good, respectable racing out of RD. He pulls up on the guy in front of him. The guy in front of him slows down. He gets off of it. You could hear him get off of it, get back onto it, not to completely drive him real hard. I was sitting there for a couple laps ago watching Kate Taddy, and I'm going to start calling her the flying female Bad Moon Rising. They had a good race. Bad Moon accidentally touched the wall, or it fell back, but already working back up to the front here, guys. Get her spot back. Kate Taddy and Bad Moon having some good racing going on. Flipping through the field, Coke's. I like Coke's paint scheme tonight too. He's always very fast in whatever he drives. Following along, seeing some cars get a little loose. They're around some traffic. I think they might be doing that thing we said you don't want to do, and that's overdriving it. Some of these guys get a little bit more sideways than what I think they personally want to be, but overall, man, we've had some really good racing tonight. And what else would you expect on dirt at Bristol, guys? Come on, this is awesome.
It's literally, it almost feels like I'm watching an asphalt race at Bristol on this game. It's so easy to get loose off the corners, and I'm literally sitting here scrolling through people, and I've watched so many people almost hit the inside wall coming off the corners because oversteer. And
now the question is, has Deadpool ever raced dirt in here before?
Oh, Deadpool has raced tons of it.
Yeah, he's one of them guys that he does a little bit of both. Deadpool was primarily a asphalt racer up until I think towards the end of Heat 3.
I think that's the end of the caution real quick.
I think that's the end of it, and I believe Deadpool got Coke FN 17 Flying Pickle. Who did I say had first?
You said Flying Flea.
Oh, sorry.
You good?
Well, it's good that I didn't say Flying Pudding.
No one wants to see Puddin fly through the air tonight, guys. That would be a bad situation. Let's keep on going with that countdown for their top 10.
Yeah, that would be tough.
I only know first, second, and fifth. That's all I know. I don't know third or fourth.
Nanner Britt, I know that you haven't got to commentate for a while, man. Let's have you take him to the green flag here, buddy.
Oh hell! All right. Well, I guess who's in first here? I need to get on the leader cam here. I guess.
Looks like Flying Pickle's on the inside. Right there's Coco going with him.
Coke, I've heard he's another specifically dirt guy who's trying to transition over to asphalt. Now, Flying Pickle, he's clear. He's gonna go right up there to the high side. He's gonna get a run. He's definitely gonna get.
Oh, yep, I think that was a caution. Yeah, what everybody else doesn't want to see for this stage is that
73 and K Taddy were in a wreck.
73 be Robbie Vince, and that's K Taddy in the 52 then. I know all the cup numbers, and I'm starting to get the Xfinity numbers down. I just recognize a couple of these guys' numbers last time, so I'm working with you. Working with me, guys. I'll try to get you up there. But Coke does not want to see Flying Pickle get too far away, especially in this last stage. Seeing how we've had very, very few cautions, which is a good thing. So you want to get up there, race him, get your lead, get up and do what he did to you. Pull a little bit back, make him race everybody else to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, if you're starting next to Flying Pickle, obviously we've seen a lot of respectful racing. You don't want to wreck anyone, but what you want to do is make sure that you make them pulling away tough. Knowing how fast he is, do not let him just pull away from you, as he's already going to be clear down the back stretch. I mean, that dude has a setup. I mean, he has that car put together. Oh, did I just see somebody flying? Oh yes, I've seen multiple people flying. The front stretch
he's one of the black and blue cars back here. He's spun out. I don't know if he, like I said, I just clicked onto him, so it looks like he fell back, getting his car corrected. And already lap traffic because of that. Here they're going to come up to him, so Do you want to try to race, stay on the late lap, knowing that you could be one of the cars that can get it back, or do you let him go?
Well, considering you got literally, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 6 guys within probably a second at this point, probably 3 guys within a second. Yeah, I don't think so, but it looks like Coke is, I mean, he's on his bumper right now. He's not giving him any slack. He's running him hard right now, and for the lead, as he gets into Coke gets in the wall there. Oh, and that's gonna booger him up bad, and he gets into Kigo. I'm trying to get used to these paint schemes. Too many dang green cars. And there goes Flying Pickle. He is probably at this point going to run away unless there's a caution, because everyone behind him is racing for position at this point.
Fat Patch makes a good little move right there. Car gets into the wall. He takes advantage of it, dives to the inside of. Everywhere you flip through right now, guys, there's always good battling going on throughout the entire race.
From one of our in-race players here, can we get a lap count, please?
There's 77 laps over 100.
Alrighty, so we're at, 20. About to be 20 laps to go here in a minute. 23.
One of our commentators have to calculate how many laps are left.
I had to for a minute.
I would have said 23, 22, 21 laps left of the race.
It's 20-something laps. I'll be more worried about it when we get to about 10 laps. Considering Kigo and Coke are both right there.
Oh, you're watching the comments too they're putting?
Oh, yeah. Yep, we got Circumcised Gamer in there. He said he'd like to help commentate sometime on Dirt. He knows all the names, yeah. I know all the names from doing it before and stuff, but it's learning the paint schemes from
yes,
series.
He said that name, NRG. Yes, he said that name.
He said Circumcised Gamer?
Yeah.
That's
actually
his name.
one of our good buddies. I actually tried to get a hold of you earlier, Chase Carter. Mr. Chase, trying to get a hold of you because we needed somebody for broadcasting tonight.
No offense for your name, though, sir. I was trying to say it fast enough, though, but I wanted to make sure I got your full name in there so you knew I was talking to you, sir. But yeah, I was trying to say that super fast.
Caught that. I caught that. That's good stuff. I like it.
That boy over there, he's a really good dirt racer himself, man. He's really fun to race around. He'll give you a lot of laughs, man. I'll tell you what. Chase,
with a name like that, I'd hope
buddy.
so. I don't know why I didn't change my name to that.
Once again, guys, up here in the booth, you got I'm the one and only Pud. We've got Danner Fred up here with we got Pro Ripper and our in-race reporter giving us updates and driving, not texting. He's talking. He put it on speakerphone. Our own Archangel. So thanks a lot, guys, for being up here, man. This is awesome.
We're about to have a hell
Hey,
of
it's
a
always a
battle
pleasure
for
to be here with you, Puddin'. I love being here in the booth with you.
Oh, second, third, kind of got together, but I don't know, maybe that was just on my screen. We're about to have a battle for this lead. I think they're just waiting for Flying Pickle to mess up a little bit.
Well, if you're waiting on Pickle to mess up, that's not something that's going to happen.
He
force him into a mistake.
He just about did coming off turn 2 last lap, but they're all over his bumper. I mean, they're there. They're just. I imagine they're driving hard too, and if they're driving as hard as they possibly can, they're praying that they can just hang with him until he catches lap traffic. Because if there's no caution, there is lap traffic, and he got out of the way. Oh, about killed third place.
Once again, guys, we are 15, 16-second laps here, and as the laps are clicking down, traffic is now starting to be an issue.
Drivers.
Yeah, I was just going to say we got to be clicking down real quick, especially if we haven't had too many cautions. And these 12 laps are going to go very quick. Everybody positions is counting. Oh, Bad Moon bounces off the wall, keeps it down though, full throttle down that backstretch, guys. Archangel's sitting here. Look at you, man. You're looking real good. Little squiggly there, Arch. Just going to let you know, but gathered it back up. Nice line going through there. Z Craig. Everybody, these guys are trying.
Right now.
Yeah, these guys are trying their best right now with laps counting down to get any position they can.
Now I see Coke FM falling off just a little bit. I think his car isn't handling as well as it was earlier, but Kigo is all over Flying Pickle's bumper. I mean, literally all over it for the lead.
These guys are definitely going to push each other even harder now. And like you said, do you make that certain move? Do you drive it in a little bit harder? Do you give them that little bit of a love tap just to let them know there's no side drafting per se? But you can definitely look at this as they're going around cars right now, high to low.
That orange car got in the way big time, but not just for him. He got in the way of both of them.
Robbie Vitt's up in the wall right there, giving his respect to the drivers, though. Robbie Vitt's pulling out of the... Oh! The orange car takes Coke out. Oh, that is going to be some helmet throwing in the pits after this race. I can guarantee that. That's unfortunate for Coke. That was I don't think he did it on purpose, but...
No, that orange car, I don't know if he was just unaware of...
Oh, they're grabbing two cars right there. Coda Carson goes to two cars, gets spun around right there. These guys are still fighting real hard. They got Kigo and guess who, guys? Like you guys said, Flying Pickle right up here.
How many laps we got?
Ladies and gentlemen.
5 laps to go. So here we go. I think Kigo's gonna give him the bumper if he can get back to him, which he's there. He's just got to find a run to get there. I think if I'm him, I'm giving him the bumper, trying to booger up his car going into a turn. He's gonna run that low line, which is one of the few people I've actually seen do that all night.
Yeah, as you say that, he just goes to the low line there, goes through the next set of corners, and he moves it up to the high line. So he's trying to find anything he can, and I think Flying Pickle is just trying to hold any line he can to slow off any momentum that Kigo's got coming at him. So they're trying to both run different lines, one to hold each other off, one to gain each other. Right now, both in the middle of the turn or going down the straightaway. Looks like Kigo gains about a half a car onto him, though, from falling on board right now.
I think we're coming to 2 to go.
White flag's in the air.
There it is, boys. The white flag in the air. Can Kigo keep up? Can he get a drive? Flying Pickle been strong all night, coming from the B main with the win, working his way from the back to the front. I don't think Kigo's going to get to him as they come down the straightaway. Right there it is. Your winner tonight at Bristol will be the one and only Flying Pickle. Kigo comes in second.
Are we going to finish? Are we going to bring in the top 3, or just Flying Pickle?
I think we're going to probably bring in the top 3 because I want to hear Coach's opinion on what happened with that big car piece.
Wait, Coach got wiped out and still finished 3rd?
Yep.
That tells you how much of a gap there was between the top 3 and the rest of the field.
As you can see, there's still one person right behind Kigo right now trying to race. Maybe not. Alright, maybe that just ended.
Christopher Williams out there, he says good win, Pickle. He also says, bottom is the best this far into a race. So a lot of thanks for joining us out there. A lot of good insight for everybody else out there too.
I will say, if there was no lap traffic, Kigo, there was about 4 to go. He was all over his bumper, but once they got within 2 lap cars, he kind of got shuffled back just a little bit. So it's unfortunate, but at the same time, still a good second place finish. Coke finished right where he was when he got wiped out. So who got the chow?
Man, look at these lap times. Bad Moon and Roofer both went 15-7th, and they start 8th and 10th. Yeah, look at these guys. This is incredible lap time by all of these people.
Look at Deadpool with that 6:58 down there, fastest time of the race. That is
good chow.
That is flying.
Wait, who'd you say?
We have heard officially that Big Carp is no longer welcome back.
Oh, that's
looks like he must have been saying something.
We might have to get a little bit of insight on that down the road, but we don't want to drill our heads on that right now. Cirque Racing goes out there. Great racing, boys. Cal Barley says, hi. What's up? Thanks for paying attention. Flying Pickle. Coke joined in. What's going on, guys?
What's up? What's up?
Hey, man. Congratulations, Pickle, dude. Way to come from the B and work your way through that field and come home with a really dominating performance tonight, man. That was really freaking impressive.
I appreciate it. I worked really hard on it. Wasn't real happy about my heat. Something messed up with the network or something like that. I had lag for a lap and it put me back. And so I went to the B main and I believe I accomplished something. K-Taddy said something about I might have accomplished something in the B main. It's never been done in Giggity.
Lapping the whole field?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we watched.
Pretty proud of that. I also
You were
apologize to all the
flying.
guys in the league for doing that to them. But after the way the heat went, I had something to prove, and I can't let my reputation go like that. You know what I'm saying?
It's like peeing on the fire hydrant. You got to show your dominance. You know what I mean?
right.
You gotta mark your territory. And we heard from somebody else in here that you're pretty much one of the goats on dirt at Bristol, and it showed in the B main. And once the first stage ended, and you had already moved so far up through the field, I mean, you probably knew you had a chance, right?
No, there was. I was worried about 5 cars in that race. One of them's my chassis builder. He finished second in that race to me.
Kigo is a good dude.
Really put some pressure on me there at the last few laps, and I want to congratulate him on his finish, Coke on his finish, everything. But yeah, I was really stressed out. I honestly, I want to congratulate everybody on the race tonight. I thought it was a pretty decent race. I really had fun again.
It really was.
And congratulations to each and every one of them. I also want to mention my sponsors. Foster Trucking 22, Spidal Motorsports, Reaper Designs, Burketti Trucking and Logging and Welding, and appreciate all my fans out there. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Pickle. Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
Hey, I just want to tell you, dude, that was a heck of a way to hold them guys off, man. I know the Cutthroat Racing boys out there were putting on a show, and to hold off 2 of them as long as you did, man, you guys put on a heck of a show, and we kept it pretty much clean and green for you guys to go out there and just do what you guys had to do, and you guys definitely did what we know that you guys can do on the dirt side, and I can't wait to see you guys bring that performance over to the asphalt side.
Yeah, I'm pretty anxious to get in the trucks and for the season to start next season and move up and challenge my abilities against what I consider probably the best on asphalt. So, yeah, I'm really anxious for that.
Real quick, Flying, this is the first time I've actually got to talk to you. I don't know if you followed the broadcast or not. This was Puddin'. Every time I get to say your name, boy, I love your name, man. That is awesome. Love saying it.
I appreciate that, Puddin'. I appreciate that.
I like that. And, yeah, I look forward to racing with you next year in truck, man. It'll be fun.
Yeah, and Puddin', I just want to tell you, bud, I really enjoy your broadcasting, bud. You really sound professional, and your voice, along with the other announcers' voices, is more or less what brought me to Giggity because it sounded professional, it's run professional, and now I can consider myself running with some of the best professionals on the game.
I really appreciate that. That means a lot to hear kind words. So I do thank you a lot, Flying. And I tell everybody all the time on the broadcast. I think that Giggity is one of the top 3 online racing leagues in the Heat 4 series, if not the best. As an overall, like you said, how it's ran, the professionalism. Like you said, I try to do my best up here, and I know everybody else does. Once we all get to work with each other, so that's awesome, Flying. We appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Good win tonight, brother.
Congratulations,
Thank you, guys.
man.
I think anybody would love to see Pickle in the booth every day.
Oh, Pickle will be up here in the booth broadcasting with us actually starting here soon. He's going to be putting in some time and effort to help out with our broadcasting crew, and we're really appreciative of the offers he's made. And everybody make sure you stop on and check out A Cup of Joe with Flying Pickle. What is it, Monday mornings?
Monday mornings, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern.
All right. Well, we appreciate you, man, and that was a great race, buddy. Congratulations on the win. As we're going to move on over to second place runner-up, man. How was your race, Kigo, man?
Oh, it was good. It was good. Congrats, Pickle, on the win. Coke third. It was a good race.
The last couple of laps there, Kigo, it looked like you were trying to throw the kitchen sink at old Flying Pickle over there. You're going high, you were going low, you were making him go off his line a little bit. Looked like he was trying to take your line away. Good, clean racing between that. How hard was it, though, to try to keep up with him once you got up there? Because he's been dominant all night. He was super fast, and it was cool to see you guys run up there.
Oh, I could stay with him once I got him. About 5 to go, I was on his ass, and we
two-lap cars.
Tagged the wall and kind of got me squirrely, so I just laid back a little bit and just ran my race. I didn't want to wreck us both.
You were all over him there.
I was trying.
You and Coke both were all over him. Like the three of you, I'm like, this is going to be wild.
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did.
I mean, I'm sitting here like, I literally sat to the edge of my seat, and I'm like, all right, so what's going to happen here on the broadcast? I'm sitting there. I said, up until you guys, I think there was a couple laps ago when you guys ran into a little bit more lap traffic, and I'm like, I said, you said throw the kitchen sink. I'm going to go ahead and say he's going to throw the whole damn house out of me. But you didn't have the chance after that lap traffic. I seen you tag the wall just a little bit. I didn't realize it was that was what slowed you down at that point in time. But that was a hell of a race. And I've watched you race dirt.
I thought about pitting. And then I was like, nah. Then that caution come out, and I was like, I'm pitting. I'm taking 4. And went back to like 11th and worked my way back up to 2nd. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I always known you as a good dirt racer. And, from other dirt series that I've watched you race in the past and commentated. But, that was a phenomenal 2nd place. I was really hoping that the 3 of you would be able to really do some bumping and banging, but it wasn't meant to be, I guess. But that was awesome.
Nope.
I had fun.
Yeah, so did I. It was a good race.
How is that for you? Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say what Nana Red was saying, too. What's up with all the darn green cars? You're trying to learn cars, and the paint schemes are all different. Come on now.
It's because I got a Flying Pickle on our team, man. I got to keep it green.
There you go, right? I'm always been an orange and black person. Next year, my colors are going to have to change a little bit, but I'm superstitious, too. So when you get with a team like that, you want to represent. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I remember my first time being a Bengals fan. Said no one ever.
We're going to leave that alone, even though I'm a Bengals fan, but we're going to have some great draft picks. Let's get to our 3rd place driver real quick of Coke. Man, oh man, everybody wants to talk to you about this that one little altercation with the orange car. What happened, man?
Other people has had problems with him, and I knew once I got to him, I got a little bit delirious around him. And as soon as he started going down towards the wall, I knew I didn't have a chance after that. I was just trying to hold on to 3rd place. I lost like 2 seconds to Pickle and Kigo. I was a little upset, but I'm happy to bring home a 3rd place.
That'll definitely help out in points.
Especially after an altercation like that so late in the race to be able to come back from it. You also, Flying Pickle, you gave him a good run for his money for quite a few laps there. He saw that white and pink car sitting in your rearview mirror. So it's awesome to see how well you did tonight too, man. Congratulations, especially on that comeback.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'd like to congratulate Pickle and Kigo there, 1st and 2nd place. It's always fun running with them guys.
So, Coach, do you feel like if you wouldn't have got held up by car wouldn't have had that issue on track, would you have had anything for the front 2? Or were you just content sitting right in 3rd?
I would have been there, but I don't think I would have been able to get around them.
No, it would have just been a beating banging fest up until the end. I'd like to see them 3 cars go back out for a 7% race and just watch y'all with them same setups you just ran. And literally just run it out, because I thought literally if there was no lap cars, which that's unrealistic because it's racing, you're gonna have lap cars. But I'm sitting here thinking to myself, okay, if that didn't happen, what would have happened? If you had clear track in front of all 3 of you, because literally you guys were nose and tail. pretty much the second half. Well, after that last caution came out,
The point of view from up front is I felt like I was a sitting duck at Talladega or Daytona.
yeah, except there wasn't any draft, and there was more just you got to run consistent laps. That's one thing that I've realized the little time I ran dirt, because I'm not a dirt racer, but the little time that I have done, you have to run consistent laps, because if you don't, you're going to get ate up real quick if somebody behind you is.
Yep.
And it looked like you all were running a little bit different lines. I seen Kigo go to the bottom line all of a sudden, which was the first time. And then somebody else mentioned that in the comments, somebody said the low line is the good line on the long run. Never heard such thing for dirt, so I learned something new today. But maybe that's just Bristol. But he gained some time on you there, and he went straight back up to the high line in the next turns, and that's when you guys hit the lap traffic. And I'm like,
I can tell you from personal experience running with them three together in race lobbies all the time. Dude, it's a toss-up. Any race can be any one of theirs. You can't never predict the winner. All three of them guys are so close together, and they run together all the time that they're so fast. Dude, Kigo can win one race, and they'll come back the next one. Pickle will win that one. Coco will win the next one. It's always odds on favor. There's no such thing with them guys.
Yeah. That was fun to watch, man. Good stuff.
I definitely want to thank Kigo. I mean, if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't have been able to run where I've ran at.
I have to agree with you. I will agree with that, Coke. I will agree with that.
We worked like 2 or 3 days in a row. I was like, I need help. I need help. And, you know, he didn't have to, but he wanted to.
Yep.
Got a lot of people out there joining in for the post-race interview, guys. Thanks a lot. We got Shark Crab. He said it was great racing tonight. Zach Craig said awesome first time racing with this league. So thanks a lot for everybody paying attention out there. Roofer said, I could have done a little bit better, but there was a little bit of an incident. But you can get him next time, Roofer. We know how good you are on dirt and pavement, buddy.
I had a couple people tell me that they only thought I raced on asphalt.
So you were a dark horse, haha! Surprise, surprise to everybody, right?
Hey, you guys call me the dirt ringer. Well, here's your 3 dirt ringers, man. So you guys can take that title away from me and hand it over to these guys, because as you can see, Pickle put me a lap down in the B main. So
guys, we're going to let these guys get going for the rest of the night. Everybody, congratulations on our top 3 drivers. Arch, thanks for joining us, and always fun to have an in-car reporter like that. Congratulations on getting to the A main there, Arch. Anybody else?
Thank you, Puddin. Thank you, and NRG, for being in the booth with us. Always grateful to have you guys in the booth. Thank you, Archangel, for being our in-race reporter. Always pleasure to have one of them, just so we can get the lap counts right for you guys. But it's always a pleasure to have you guys in the booth.
That's
I got
always
something
fun,
to add
man.
too.
I had fun tonight.
Shout out to A Trout. Hope you get better, buddy.
Yes. We're gonna say this again. A Trout has a we have a GoFundMe fundraiser for A Trout. Again, he was in a bad car accident on the 27th of December. They're looking at $50,000 in medical costs right now, for him to.
I'm getting there.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I would like to dedicate my win to A Trout tonight.
That'd be great. That'd be great to hear, especially when he watches us race every day.
Right. So get better, A Trout.
That's our brother.
Don't forget about our other buddy out though. Don't forget about our other buddy out there, Etho. He's got something going on. We just got heard of it earlier. He's only $1,000 away, guys. With over 100 of us in Giggity racing in all different leagues and series. If everybody can help $10 there too, I mean, I could definitely help Etho both of it. So, guys, thanks for everything you guys have done for them both. I know
We
they
can
are
do
both
that.
super supportive
Let's get
of
it.
You know.
Let's get it.
So this is Puddin'. I'm going to jump off. You
So
all have a
far,
good
so
night. As
so
always,
far.
be safe, guys.
Hang on one
Have a good
second.
one,
So far.
Doing a little update right now. He's just going to get his facts right.
Oh, get the GoFundMe accounts.
So far, we've earned $28,750 for H-Route in his recovery. Again, I'm going back to what Puddin said. We have 100 drivers. $10 from each driver. That $10 from 100 people. That's that would help so much for H-Route as well.
A share.
Yes, sharing is just as much, man. I know it's kind of weird to say this, but sharing is caring. If you can't financially do anything, obviously your thoughts, prayers, and support are huge. But a share that shares it to somebody else. The best thing to do for anything is for a word of mouth. Word of mouth. So that share that can pass it on to anybody else. Next thing you know, we can get this around to half of America and not even know it, and they can help out too for both of these guys too. So yes, a share is very important.
Exactly, and I mean, anything can help. This family's going through a lot right now, and it would mean so much for them, for people to help, share, and to do some kind of contribution to it. Again, I've already shared the link to it, and I've done what I could to contribute to it, and it's awful to hear what happened to him. So, again, we do have the fundraiser for H-Route, and we have a fundraiser for Ed, though.
Yeah, I want to add one last thing before we hop off here. Both them guys, it's bigger than, we all know each other because we play a video game together. It's not just that. Whether or not you've had personal differences with anybody at any given time on this game, when you hear or seen it shared on one of the Facebook communities that somebody has been, injured or just simply needs help, it's bigger than a fucking video game. Shit. I just said back to back. But you know what I mean. It's big. It's bigger than that stuff, man. You literally, both them guys I've raced with. I've known H-Route now for a few years. I've known Ed, though, since the beginning of this season, Giggity. Both of them are great dudes. And, we the way that we've seen this community respond just tells me that it is bigger. There's a million different leagues.
It's like a family.
There's a million different leagues, but when it comes down to it, in a boiling pot, we're all playing the same game. And you know what? Helping somebody else out in a time of need, if that doesn't make you feel good, well, then you can kick rocks. You know what I mean? I want to say stronger words, but I already did. I don't want to do it again. But but you all get what I'm saying.
Yes. Yep.
So yeah, if anybody, if you can donate, that's great. If you can't, just share. The GoFundMe links, they've already been posted in the Giggity Facebook Racing League Facebook page. Hopefully we can get them reposted tonight in there, both of them. That way, it'll be the first two things you see when you hop on the page, and go from there. But thoughts and prayers out to both of them with speedy recoveries and brightened future, full of racing with us, like we have. So, send it, boys.
So this is Pro Ripper. This we got Puddin, we got NRG. We're gonna wrap this up here, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. We always pleasure to have you guys here as fans watching us race. this is gonna be us signing off. Do you guys have any other words?
Be safe.
Nope.
Hey,
Be,
Chatty,
be
my
safe
dad.
and God bless
Guys,
America.
Good night.
That's right.
Yep. And again, I think Pickle said that he is gonna be tributing this win of his race to A-Trout, I believe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So his win to you, A-Trout. This is his win to you, buddy. Get well soon. Hope to see you back on the track with us. All right, guys. See you later. Yep. Have a good night, guys.